Salutations, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. V back with another casted game of Age of Empires 3, and I apologize for my delay last week. I was actually getting my graphics card replaced. I was using the 2000 series for the longest time, and I upgraded straight to the 4070 Ti. So I'm really excited about the new hardware, hoping that the quality of the cast can improve immensely. I haven't optimized much yet, so I'm hoping there is some improvement on the screen right away. Though, if there are ways I can really test this new baby out, please, you more computer-savvy people in the comments, let me know. But you guys, you're not here for my computer upgrades. You are here for a game of Age of Empires 3. So, in the southeast of the map, in the color blue, playing as the Ottomans, we have none other than Sheikh 2020 coming through once again with those sweet replays. He is always the person I go to when I do not have a game on the docket. And once again, my main man is coming through. And in the northwest of the map, in the color red, playing as the Ethiopians, we have Kevin. And both these players, very, very high level, maybe not in the tippy-top echelon, though seriously, some of the most competitive guys we have in the community. So, gonna be really happy to see these guys play. Kevin picking up the 45 wood, guarded by the brown bear, and looks like Sheikh at the same time picking up the exact same treasure, getting a little bit of advantage with that ranged attack that the classic vanilla explorers have. Just seems to be better at kind of kiting these more ranged guardians, especially when the the brown bear glitches out like that. That's a really, really nice pickup. Gonna take almost, yes, no damage. Look at Sheikh. He's putting on a clinic for us today. But Otto versus Ethiopia, an interesting matchup. I definitely think Ethiopia has to play this more aggressively if they want to hold out against Otto's timing push. I don't think Ethiopia can just sit back and boom. Otherwise, Otto's going to come in with one of those numerous unit compositions that they get in either the Fortress or the Industrial Age and just kind of roll Ethiopia over. But Ethiopia does have some powerful units. Those Gas Kenya can be nasty. So Ethiopia definitely not completely outmatched, though I would definitely give Ottoman the advantage. But Ottoman's just in a really, really powerful place right now, while the African civs are, you know, they're okay. They're kind of where a lot of the classic vanilla civs are right now. They're not terrible, but they're not great. And Ethiopian Explorer taking a lot of damage already. I'm not even going to try to say that name, but he's getting up to the second age now, as is Sheikh, actually a little bit ahead. Sending the 3 villager card, not sending capitalism right away, which is kind of interesting. I've been seeing most Ottoman players send capitalism. Went with the early trading post. I wonder what he's saving that up for. Is he going to go for maybe some immediate age 2 pressure? Surely not. No, maybe just wants to send some of these more juicy age 2 cards rather than the coin trickle. Meanwhile, Kevin sending the Trinity card. I was going to say 3 villagers, but it's not technically 3 villagers. So good for him picking up a trading post in transition, which I think is pretty standard for Ethiopia. My African civ knowledge is getting better, but it's certainly not good yet. So there are going to be some Ethiopia players that are going to be very angry with me in the comments because they're going to know I have very little idea of what I'm talking about. Another shipment coming in. And we'll see what he saves that up for. Certainly going to save that for age 2. Crackshotting one of the deserted pikemen, and these are a really good guardian. They're actually really easy to kill if you have a ranged attack, and usually they're guarding some fairly beefy treasures. 100 XP going down for Sheikh. Going to be huge for Ottoman, especially transitioning into age 2. He's going to get that 3rd shipment really, really quickly, but it looks like he's going to send 5 vil, 700 coin. And yeah, I like that decision probably more than the capitalism. It's going to have a more immediate effect, though maybe long-term that coin trickle would be nice. I don't know. I don't think he'll ever send it, though, because if you don't send it in age 1, I hardly ever see players send it. You know, it's kind of either you send it as your second card or you don't send it at all. Getting a barracks down, but nothing aggressive. So probably not going to be seeing any Janissary shenanigans. No shenanigans on the docket today. Oh, that was horrible. This is what happens when I skip a week. Everything just gets really, really cringy. But we see a very, very, very standard Ottoman build here. I really like his base building. Doing some nice kind of semi-walling with his houses, at least going to make it difficult for any Ethiopian units to just rush straight into his villagers. He's done a really good job getting his villagers all in a very small box, even making 5 Janissaries. Maybe just going to use that to hold off any pressure that comes out of Ethiopia, but I'm not seeing anything out of Ethiopia. Sending the prize bull. Yeah, no units coming out right away. Maybe going to use these as kind of a 5 Jan semi-FF. Maybe try to do some damage. But Kevin's also done a really good job getting his villagers nice and close to his buildings. So both players not going to be able to do a lot of early raiding because their herding has been quite excellent so far. 700 coin being gathered up. It is almost the 6-minute mark. So not the quickest age 3 I have seen. I assume he's going up to age 3, but still very, very fast. Not as fast as Portuguese, though. Oh, man, that timing is just... I don't want to say broken, but it's got to be close. Mountain Monastery going down here in the corner of the map. I have no idea what that's for, but he is going to pick up a villager here. Ooh, shake, you dirty dog! Oh, Karimli Ivlia going to help in that villager assassination. And making some gas Kenya now, also going up with the Somalis, so looks like Kevin is going to follow Sheikh right up to age 3. In fact, I think... No. Sheikh's got the fast age up, so he's going to be ahead of Kevin, but not significantly ahead. Although, I think Kevin's going to lose another villager here. Let's see. No, I think he's going to save it. The granary. Oh, it's so close. No, he's going to lose it after all. Oh, shoot. Although he is going to take all 5 of these Janissaries, but that seems like a pretty worthwhile trade for Sheikh. Getting 2 vills for 5 Jans. I'll take that trade any day. And both guys looking about 3/4 of the way aged. Ethiopia has a shipment saved up. Ottoman will as well by the time he gets up. And Ottoman, quite a few age 3 cards. I'm not seeing anything specifically age 4 oriented. And Ethiopia, yeah, kind of the same thing. So pretty versatile decks for both of these players. And making some more Abuns, Gas Kenya, that's a good response. And Sheikh is making nothing right now, but he is putting down a market. We'll get those upgrades. It's currently 23 vills for Sheikh and only 14 for Kevin. Oh my goodness gracious. And out come the delis. So... it's a pretty significant villager advantage here for Sheikh, which is usually not something you say when you are casting an Ottoman game, but the Spahis come down immediately. So 5 Spahis, or sorry, Sheikh taught me how to say this, Sipahi. We have 5 Sipahis on the way, but actually a pretty good mass of gas Kenya here for Kevin. So those Sipahis won't be able to find any juicy targets immediately. Although I said that earlier, and Sheikh still managed to get a couple of Vil kills, being very diligent with his delis, searching every little crack and crevice here. And that is something you'll see in high-level players. They're going to make sure they see all of the map, right? They're not just going to zoom straight in for the town center. But out come the Shotel Warriors, and I think we're going to be a sandwich here. Sorry, we're going to see a sandwich here, a delicious deli sandwich. Though the delis will pick up another Vil. That's 3 Vil kills now for Sheikh. And all 4 delis going down. But I think that's still a better trade for Sheikh, seeing as he got those delis absolutely for free on the age up. The Spahis out now, along with Janissaries. 2 Falcons on the way. Veteran Janissaries being researched. 5 Shotels coming out, along with some Neftenya, which are going to be very good against the Janissaries, of course. I know what I'm talking about. No, sorry, he wasn't making more Shotels. He was training Neftenya. So now a nice big batch of Neftenya, which is good, but at the same time, it does give the Sipahis a nice juicy target to dive in on. It looks like Kevin is going to be aggressive here. He does have the elite upgrades for both of his units, and he might be able to win this fight fairly handily. Those Gas Kenya are going to do a number on the Sipahi, but now the 2 Falconets are out, and this might be just the thing that Sheikh needs to sway this fight. The Neftenya are not involved yet in those Falconets doing such good bombard damage, and it looks like 1 Sipahi is going to go down, 3 still alive, veteran Janissaries coming in, and they're just such a tanky cav unit. And yeah, look at just how many Gas Kenya shots those Sipahis tanked and only lost 2. More Janissaries coming out, along with 11 Somali warriors coming out from Kevin. So I think Kevin's really, really reacting quite violently to this push by Sheikh. He definitely doesn't want to be outclassed in the military. And I wonder if that's going to come at a huge detriment to his economy. He's only at 19 vills right now. Meanwhile, Sheikh, he does have the 2nd town center along with 27 villagers. Calling the Minutemen out now, the Bashi Bazooks. Sipahi's trying to get a flank, but Shotel warriors showing up, and we'll see who gets the better engagement. Devastating Falconet volleys, but able to get some free damage on those Sipahis. Explorers being annoying because that's what they do. And looks like he's going to go down, pick up 45 XP, but Sheikh is going to protect this town center, which was his main objective. Going to be protecting a lot of resources here, and on this map, it is so vital to take these pieces of the pie. Map control is huge here. There are very limited crossing points, and each player wants to have at least 2 pie pieces, right? You got a pie. You each start with 1. You want to get 2, and then the person that usually gets control of that 3rd piece of the pie is the player that normally wins. So there's your pie analogy for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Shotel Warriors, Gas Kenya, Neftenya. Why do all those units have to sound alike? Meanwhile, Sheikh, veteran Janissaries, 1,000 coin. And what could he be using that for? Oh, is this guy gonna ship Mamluks? That is dastardly. There's no way. He's going to gather up all this coin and immediately send Mamluks, or my name is not Mr. V. He might lose this town center, though, which has how many villagers in it? I don't know how many villagers it has in it. It's not doing any damage, so I'm going to assume it has 0. So still going to be a good pickup for Kevin there. Going to be reclaiming this piece of the pie. He has a mountain monastery on this piece, but I wouldn't really think of that as claiming. More units coming out for Kevin. Currently, he has an army of about 55 units. Actually, make that 60 units to what seems to be Sheikh's 28 units. But these are very strong. I mean, we're talking about Falconets and Sipahis, and he's even got an Imam there to heal his units. I really, really like that. These units are worth healing. You definitely want to have the Imam there. Still can't talk. These Shotels aren't going to find much with all these Sipahis and these Janissaries, even Bashi Bazooks coming out. Which I know that's not how it's said, but that's how I like to say it. Although Sheikh is on berries right now. Is he out of food? Yeah, he's out of food. He's not on this hunt. And he's not on this hunt because he lost his town center. We can see that he was gathering here. We see some dead animals. So maybe Kevin not in such a bad spot after all. He is kind of pushing back against Sheikh's earlier attempt to take map control. I don't know. Wait a minute. Sheikh, you dastardly fella. He is not using that 1,000 coin for Mamluks. The guy is aging. He's going to age 4. Oh, man. Ottoman. Aging, going to age 4 at 13 minutes on 31 vills. Just dastardly. And he's going to be able to do it. He's going to be able to get away with this age up. Kevin kind of just paroling around the map, and I wonder if he's making a mistake and not pushing in here. He definitely has the military advantage, but I think those 2 Falconets he's just really worried about. He doesn't have a great answer to them at the moment. And now he's making, sending influence, making villagers, making Shotels, and putting down a fort, or at least the African equivalent of a fort. I kind of like that placement, though I will admit this fort's not guarding much. There's not a lot of resources being protected. Maybe he just really doesn't want Sheikh to be able to march into his base, but I'm worried that this fort is maybe not the best spot. I would almost like it on this bank, so at least he has this coin mine and this hunt protected. But who am I to criticize Kevin, right? The guy is leagues ahead of me in Elo, so maybe I'm just being a little bit too arrogant. Getting some huts down, because of course. And what's Shake doing here? He's up to H4, sending Sipahis, because that's what Ottomans do, and that's why we love them. That Explorer just getting absolutely wrecked. And he didn't really even get good vision on what Shake was doing there. Shake does have 2 factories, he does have 2 bombards, and now he's got all of his villagers on wood. Oh no. He's not. Is he gearing up for a revolt? Oh, Shake. He's putting down a lot of houses. That's a lot of population. I think he might be gearing up for something crazy. Maybe he's going for bombards, but I think he might be revolting. I don't know. It's hard to call. But Kevin just continuing to kind of sit back, making culverins now, which that's going to be able to deal with those falconets, but he's given Shake so much time here to just sit in his base, and he's not even going to get punished for going up to the industrial age here. Currently 32 vills to 33 for Shake, so Kevin has bridged the villager gap. And to be fair, this army may look small from Ottoman, but he's got like 11 Sipahis in here, which will just decimate quite a few Ethiopian infantry. Sending 1,000 coin now, so I'm wondering, he's got a lot of people on food. He might be macroing to get up to age 4 himself, which I think is the smart move, but I am so worried Shake's going to revolt here. I could be way wrong. I could be very, very wrong. I have been very, very wrong in the past, many times. But he put up so many houses, which makes me think he's gearing up for a revolt because he knows he's not going to have villagers very, very soon. I don't know. 2 bombards are going to be on the way, though. I do know that, and they're going to be quite effective. 2 culverins are actually not going to be enough to take out 2 bombards. I believe you need 4 culverins to take out a bombard in 1 hit. And then you've also got to deal with the 2 falconets, and you're going to have 10 Sipahi on top of you, along with veteran janissaries and an imam, and some Bashi bazooks who are on 1 HP. So quite a varied army here, a very interesting force from Ottoman. And Kevin just going pure infantry, as Ethiopia is wont to do. He does have a lot of Shotel warriors, quite a few Neftenya, and he's even got some Somali Isas. He's got some Gaskenya. So he's got a very varied infantry force, and we'll see how it does here. He is going to be fighting in front of the fort, which is smart. But now he's given away that he has the culverins. Ooh, maybe wanted to save those for later. He could get a free hit on the falconets. No, get him away! Are they just going to get shot by the janissaries? No, Kevin! Save the culves! Oh, man. What a waste of 1,000 resources. Well, they got 1 shot on a Sipahi, I guess. That is value, just not very much. Oh, man. And there goes the fort. Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake there from Kevin. Gave away his culverins quite early, and yeah, he wouldn't have been able to kill the bombards, but he probably could have hit one of those falconets, maybe even both of them. Now we're going to try to get a flank with the Shotel warriors. If he can get him in a good spot and get him on top of the bombards, he might be able to take a favorable engagement, but those bombards are going to be doing so much damage. Now Kevin is going up to H4 himself with the Jesuits, making more Shotel warriors, and this might be where he finally decides to engage. Let's see it. Oh my god, those bombards. And he's dancing around, dancing around, dancing around. Are they going to get another hit? He's coming in from 3 sides now. And in comes the H4. Looks like Shake is going to be pushing in. He doesn't want to wait much longer. Kevin does have a card. What is he going to send? No, he does not have a card. He almost does. Looks like Shake might just be satisfied with taking out that granary. We got quite a few vills here. No, Kevin! Oh, man, gonna lose 2 vills there. I thought he was gonna lose more, but Sheikh deciding not to push in, though Shotel Warriors taking out some reinforcing Janissaries. And, oh man, if I were Sheikh here, I'd be so nervous because I'm surrounded. I've got units on this side, a ton of units on this side. So he's going to have to be careful here. He has to be very, very wary of his artillery. But I don't know. I think Kevin is trying to get the best engagement possible, but by the time he finally engages, so many of his buildings are just going to be destroyed. I don't know. I think he's got to pile in here. Sending the 2 Sebastable mortars, is that what he's waiting for? 2 mortars are going to pop, and in come the Shotel Warriors. This does look like the engagement. Out come the mortars, and they need to get firing right away. They do not do a lot of damage to the bombards, honestly. 1 Sebastable mortar going down. The Sipahis are now taking out the Shotel Warriors. 1 bombard has gone down as well, but all these free Janissaries, free damage. Both bombards are going down now, and these Sipahis are keeping this entire group of Shotel Warriors at bay, which are now champion status. And this is actually looking pretty good for Sheikh. These units are just so tanky. Janissaries, Sipahi, Bombards, so many high hit point units that even though these Ethiopian units are quite good, they just can't kill anything quickly. The Sipahi's going down, but the Janissaries still left alive. Though now that it's champion Gaskenya versus champion Janissary, it's going to be much more even between Sheikh and Kevin, and still so many Sipahis running around the map. Sheikh has a lot of wood. Oh, he's gathering up wood again. What's he going to do this time? He's got a factory? I don't know. Sending his second factory here. Finishing off what was left of Kevin's army. Though he still has a nice batch of Shotel Warriors alive. And things are looking pretty good here for Sheikh. He's got 40 Vils versus Sheikh's 34. He has had more time in H4. He's getting his second factory down now. He's got a mosque. He's got a barracks. He's got all of this housing. And, okay, now he's definitely revolting. Look at this. 1,000 food and stopped. He's got all of his villagers on wood except for a few on coin. Oh, he's revolting. This time I am sure. This time I am absolutely 100% positive. He is revolting. And I don't mean that as in like Sheikh's disgusting. Sorry, Sheikh. I mean that he is going to revolt. Now, what he's going to choose to revolt with is going to be interesting. Meanwhile, Kevin has a lot of his villagers on berries and losing a lot of his infrastructure. Lost his fort. And there it is, the revolt. What do we see? Oh, it's Egypt. Oh, I should have guessed. And now things are going to look very, very, very dastardly here for Kevin. Yeah, we can see it. We can see it. Kevin is not happy, which I wouldn't be either. And now look at this. We have the Kevite or Kivite. I don't know the actual word. The Fusilier or the Fusilier. Such a powerful unit. They are going to be so strong against what Ethiopia has. And to be honest, Ethiopia just doesn't really have much. Kevin has not been able to recover, making more Gaskenya now. And I don't know, there are so many Sipahi running around the map. Sheikh I think he's in the driver's seat now. And I don't know what really did it in for Kevin. I think he was just a bit too passive. Sending 1 Sebastable mortar, which honestly, I don't think is going to accomplish much. But, ooh, we have a villager pickup here, and that is so many bills. That's 10 villagers and an Abun. Oh, and yep, he's going to catch all of these vills. There's no way. This is going to get nasty. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not a fan of watching economic units be slaughtered, look away now. Well, actually, it's too late. But those Fusilier doing such work. And now, I mean, look at Sheikh's force. He's got 65 military units, and all of them are incredibly strong. And looks like this is going to be the final engagement here. As my tongue ties trying to pronounce these words, and the Sipahi are going right for that mortar. They simply do not care, and the Gaskenya have no hope of beating this many elite infantry. And I think that might be all she wrote. Ladies and gentlemen, the Egypt revolt showing once again that it may be just a bit too strong. Look at some of these cards that you have as Egypt. It's just ridiculous. I mean, you have the Sudanese allies, which are okay. You have some pretty decent mercenary shipments, I guess, but God, the 14 Fusilier, that's just a ridiculous shipment, and it can be sent over and over and over again. Well, I think that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, but before we go, let's hop right in to the postgame. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the postgame, and we can see that Ottoman is going to Ottoman even when it disgusts us. Because look at that. We see a 10,000 resource deficit for Sheikh as Ottomans, but it simply didn't matter. Military also at a disadvantage, but we have to remember that his units were very, very elite and very, very tanky. So we had Sipahi, veteran Janissaries, Falconets, Bombards, and then the Fusilier at the end. So really no trash units, which would explain why he had a lower number than Kevin and was still able to pull off a pretty decisive win. I think it all becomes clear when we look at units lost. 66 for Ottoman, 156 for Ethiopia. And then when we look at the timelines, actually a villager lead for Sheikh the entire game, except for when he went with the Egypt Revolt, which I don't know if that's, I think it's pretty uncommon to see Ottoman with a villager lead. I'm not exactly sure what Kevin was planning. He went for a very low eco build, and it was a very quick timing, right? He was right behind Sheikh's age 3, which was a fast age up. Well, 748. It was decently fast. He did make those 5 Janissaries, so it slowed him down a little bit, but still, Kevin started catching up there, and then went to age 4, and then it all kind of went to pot. And we see the fights here, just a really, really good take for Sheikh. 63 units versus 102, and brings Kevin all the way down to 30. And then that huge spike got him back up to 74, and it was just lights out from there. So the Egypt Revolt, it is still very, very powerful. Not that you needed me to tell you that. I don't know. I can't tell if Ottoman is in a good place right now or not. I feel like they're certainly not unbeatable. They're not in a place, say, like the United States, where it's just disgusting every time you watch them play. But maybe Otto could use a little bit of fixing. Or maybe the other civs just need to be buffed up more, especially your African civs that definitely need some love. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this cast. Sheikh, once again, thank you for providing the replay. And yeah, the new upgrade to the computer, I hope it's going to maybe make it able to handle some different games besides AOE3. And then, of course, continue to bring AOE3 to you guys, but in higher quality. So until our next game, guys, have a great day. Have a great life. See you later.